perseverance is a huge factor that I don't think a lot of people have. A lot of people
Absolutely.
get hurt from a simple rejection or not getting the interview that you wanted.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. I think for me, something that's always been very comforting is I think success in comics and entertainment as a whole. Yeah, there's some degree of talent involved, although I think talent can be developed. I don't think anyone, like, there are certain people that are born with just an inherent edge in the category, but like you can work at it. Like I think anybody can, if they have an open mind and they actually like take the time to like analyze other people's work and be honest about their own work, like you can build yourself up to something that's of professional quality. But I think ultimately, like you said, it's perseverance. It's what's your threshold for pain. You know, I something that I thought about this a lot when the pandemic started and Diamond had its temporary shutdown, which was really kind of the big catalyst that made me think like I'd wanted to do Kickstarter for a while and I didn't know what would be the best time to do it. And then meanwhile I had 2 issues of the OZ done and in the can. And I was like, oh, like duh, solve one problem with another. Let's give the OZ a home and introduce ourselves to Kickstarter with the highest possible A game. But you know, I said publicly, and you know, you can see it on my Facebook, you can see it on my Twitter. It ultimately, your success just comes from getting your reps in and saying, "I'm not going anywhere." You know, no matter how many rejections you get back up and you either rework your stuff or you knock on more doors or you make your own opportunities. You can self-publish or go on, you know, or put it on the web. But just saying, I'm not going anywhere. There are a lot of people who, you know, the rejection hurts too much or real life gets in the way and they aren't able to give the comics that kind of focus because they have other things that are more pressing to them. So for as long as you can, just sort of digging your heels in and saying, I'm going to do this. And it doesn't mean that you have to be coming up with new pitches every 6 months. I mean, you know, you also have to be creatively patient with yourself and you have to work within your bandwidth. But, you know, I think the person who keeps taking swings, eventually one of them will connect. I've always said, you know, I'm a survivor of the New York City online dating scene. And I think it has a lot in common with comics. You
So
have to
so it's Tinder for comic creators.
kinda, you know, like you have to deal with a lot of rejection. You have to kind of you have enough sense of self to know that it's not always about you. It's not always personal. Sometimes it's just not the right fit. Um, but the thing is like you can get 1,000 no's and all you need is the one right yes. And that was exactly what happened with all of my books. You know, Spencer and Locke, we pitched that all over town. A top 5 publisher told me, and I wear this as a badge of honor, that he said it was the best pitch he'd never publish. And you know, I love that. You know, that's great. Going to the chapel, I pitched that all over town, and you would think after 5 Ringo Award nominations, it'd be easier to get something through the door. And no, I can't tell you how many publishers said we love the concept and have no idea how to sell it. You know, now it's nominated for a Ringo. Patton Oswalt was giving us shout outs for it.
Nice.
Sometimes in retrospect, it seems a lot more like a slam dunk than when you were in the thick of it. You know, the OZ, we had tons of publishers expressing interest in the book, but even in the best of times, the acquisitions pipeline can be chaotic. We had one publisher who we talked about it. They seemed really excited. I was really pumped. I said, send us a contract. We'll get the ball rolling. They're like, yeah, give us a little bit of time. We'll get that right for you. And then a few months would go by. And then I'd start the conversation with them again. And it'd be like Groundhog Day. It'd be the exact same conversation. And it happened a few times. You know, eventually I just said, what am I waiting for permission for? You know, we could just go straight to the readers and get this book out now, which is why I went to Kickstarter. You know, I think comics, like any entertainment business, rejection is just, you're going to have to learn to love the taste of it. And at the same time, just know that like, it's that fine balance of, is your book ready for prime time and they're just not getting it, or they have a reason not to put it up, or is it not ready for prime time and you need to kind of go back and retinker? I've had pitches, I've had projects where I've been working with artists on it, and I kind of realize as those preliminary pages are coming in, oh, this thing needs to be retooled. Like this thing is not right. I've had a few projects like that, and it's kind of tough. But I think if you're honest with yourself, you're going to save yourself a lot of pain pitching something that isn't ready. But if you know that it's ready and you believe in it and you believe in your team, then you need to knock on every possible door. And if a door is not going to open, then you need to break a window and make your own opportunities.